Okay.
Like just kill 4 dudes. So that's probably not the same thing. That's just we'll just treat that as something you've heard. Might not be right. The doctor was, I don't know, pulling your dick or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty standard.
Literally, yeah. No, he was putting his dick actually. Alright. Are we ready?
Uno momento.
I still don't have a voice, so.
Wait, why don't you have a voice? What?
I said I still don't have a voice for my character, so.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You've just got like your classic. Put the shrimp in the barbie. Like you just put smash. It's the spish bosh voice. That's what it
I'm
is.
doing that, Matt, but like tone it down like a little, like in terms of actual physical tone.
No, I reckon it's been pretty good so far. I reckon he's
It's been good.
yeah.
It's like,
Matt, just let it come naturally.
I just hear him say, "Torbjorn, shrimp on the barbie."
No, every time he does it naturally, that's when it's at its best.
Ah, yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So, yeah.
So I'm now in the.
Okay. We'll set the same. We all ready with recording? Maybe?
Uno momento. I'm just fixing some stuff up.
Get a look at this guy.
Yeah, true. Alright, ready.
Alright. So, from where we left off, Doobskin has done his thing and is still in the brothel.
Yes.
Your character Lewis has no idea about these events that have occurred.
Yeah.
What you know is that you are going to the tavern on the far end of the town. That you were wanting to investigate to see if you could find the Knights of Chorm that you found their flyer for on the notice board. You remember that?
Yeah. There was a notice board, and what was it on again? You said.
So on the notice board there was a piece of paper, a parchment, with the same holy symbol that you have on your belt.
Right.
That you use to cast spells and things. And on the parchment there was written "No cost too great."
No cost too great.
Those were the words that were written.
Okay. Does that mean anything to me? Or is it just something
It's you've heard, your character's heard that some churches in different nations hold their rules and laws a lot stricter than others, and you've heard that in this nation, which now has a name, by the way, boys.
Whoa! What is it?
Skin is the nation you guys are in.
Madison.
Lada Skin.
Is it
Luda
Luda?
Skien. Two separate words.
Say ladder and skin.
Lada Skin. Yeah.
Wait, let me write it out. How do you spell it again?
Luda.
Luda.
Space.
Space.
Skien.
Skien.
Lada
Okay.
Skin.
Ladaskin is how I would pronounce it.
A lot of people just just simplified to Lada Skin.
Alright, easy. Ladaskin.
Alright. So
Whole lot of skin.
You've heard that in the nation of Luddaskin that the followers of Chorm are like the most not insane, but like devoted,
Zealous.
zealous. Not zealous. It's more of like the level of their devotion is insane to the point where they will throw their lives.
Yeah, that's zealous.
No cost too great, sort of. Yeah, zealous. Zealous just makes me think, I don't know, negative connotations.
No. It's just they're like super passionate.
They are very passionate. So you just know that the followers of Chorm in this nation are the most devoted and passionate ones that you've heard of.
Right.
Alright, so you have entered the Cracked Keel Tavern.
Yep.
So as you open up the door, you see a fire pit in the center of the tavern. Whole bunch of tables and chairs spread around that. In the far back left corner, there's the bar with the barkeeper, I don't know, polishing a mug with a piece of cloth. On the ceiling, there's a whole bunch of just fish nets and stuff draped with like a whole bunch of animal skins filled with air, like buoyancy things, just kept on the roof for spare if they need them. Sitting next to the fire pit, there are 3 armored men. One is more armored than the other 2, and all of their armor is in the sections that have metal. So for the lesser armored ones, it'd be like their shoulders, a little bit on their midsection, and on like their legs a little bit. The metal is like a pale white, sort of like bleached bone or like bleached driftwood sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they're sort of just discussing. You can't really tell what they're discussing, but they're just sort of sitting around the fire. There is an opening where you could, if you wanted to, go in and have a chat with them.
Yeah, right.
But they're yeah,
Finally,
that's what you say. What do you do?
Alright. So, I think first I'm gonna go approach the barkeeper. Is that what we're calling him?
Yeah, we'll just go on fire.
Yeah, barkeeper. I'm gonna go approach
Big
him,
Boris.
I have to say, excuse me, gentlemen. Barkeeper, is there anything you'd recommend drinking here?
Oh. For a thirsty throat, nothing can go past a good old mug of ale. What the hell?
Dude, that must be a good mug of ale.
It's like he said it. He's like, what the hell?
He like grabs the ale out. It's just, like, filled with ants. What the hell?
And actually got scared. Someone's like, who said that?
You just watch him start punching the air.
It scared the life out of me. I can't hear it all.
Go ahead.
So you asked to drink. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing can go past a mug of ale.
I'll have that ale if you have a nice conversation. Maybe you can tell me any interesting news about this fine place to go here. I mean, I'm just traveling through. I haven't been here before, but
As you're saying this, he sort of like from underneath the counter grabs like a mug,
yeah.
shines it and gets some ale, pours it in, slides it over to you. It's like, oh well, every day's a new day around these parts. Like, we get our fresh share of faces. Everyone here is new. It's quite a common stopping point for many folk afar. Had an elf pass by not 2 days ago. Don't see many of them nowadays. A dragonborn was around. He was just outside the tavern reading a book. Those three over there, and he points to the men by the fire.
Yeah.
They're Knights of Chorm. Don't see them in these parts very often, but hey,
Sure.
always good to see them in our parts.
Right. Is that normal to see Knights of Sure?
Knights of
Just
Chorm?
no.
It's probably closer to see them near the capital more than out here. They don't really. I don't know. It's nothing really happens out here. It's strange to see. Bad omen, perhaps.
Right. Well. Okay. That's interesting. Do you think there's any specific reason? Have they said anything to lead on why they might be here?
You'll have to go ask them yourself, honestly. I mean, I don't like to pry in my customers' business. It is their own. If they offer it, that's mine to hear. But yeah, best go ask them, I say.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Now that'll be 4 copper for the ale.
Yes. My apologies. I totally forgot to pay that. Not stealing. Wouldn't do that.
Yes.
I'm gonna hand over the 4 copper,
Slides it on.
and then I'm gonna turn my attention to the 3 men of Sean in the nice armor. I'll probably walk up behind them and I heard that you people, you 3 are followers of Sean. Is that so?
So as you're approaching, they can hear heavy sort of footfalls. You're wearing the heavy
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
They all sort of like turn and sort of give you a nod, and as you ask the question, one of the ones that's more heavily armored says, "Aye, that be it. We're followers of Chorm. I see you're and he's looking at your belt at the holy symbol and saying, I see you're also a knight of Chorm. I didn't realize that we had another knight out here. I thought it was just us."
Yes, no, I thought the same. It's very convenient. I mean, see, I'm just passing through. I mean, I was led here under, how do you put it, word of mouth, really. But I don't think it really matters why I'm here anyway. But I'm more so interested in why you're here. I mean, the 3 of you in a group.
Yeah, that be it. Mate, we're not here for reasons that we wish to be, that's for sure. There's trouble in the capital, mate. Believe me, it's not looking great. We're out here on a recruiting mission, getting all forces in the outer reaches, bringing them back home. Something's up. People don't want to talk about it in the capital, but the church knows it's happening.
Right,
I
right.
don't want to believe it.
You see, I'm met an odd fellow, but he's a good man. And, see, would it be okay if I were to, say, introduce him to this whole thing? He's a dwarf.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of our mission, recruit more followers. Just these two here, and he points towards the two little men. These aren't really Knights of Chorm, they're more recruits of Chorm. I found them in the past town I was at. They jumped at the cause. Respect that for them.
Right.
No.
Right.
But
Well,
I see you're no average knight. You're fairly well armored, and you carry yourself with a sense of divinity. Would you be a paladin by any chance?
yes, keen eye. Yes, I'm a paladin. I'm happy to help with anything, really. I mean,
With anything.
An opportunity to do good, and justice.
An opportunity, mate. There's plenty of them in the capital, and we need you. Mate, there's rumours going around. Bad rumours. One of our clerics in the chapel, down in the inner sanctum, saw a figure messing with our artifacts. The moment the figure saw her, disappeared, poof, gone, like that. You don't see things like that happening any day. And if something's like that happening in the belly of our own church, well, something's up. We need to be manned. We could use a paladin like you.
Well, by the gods, that is definitely interesting. I've never heard of anything like that, and look, I would be honored to help.
Yeah.
I mean, the church, it comes first. Absolutely. But obviously it is okay if I bring help along,
Help is always appreciated. But like, the reports of that encounter, something's wrong with them. No one disappears like that. Teleporting exists, I know this, but teleporting like this, disappearing in a puff of fire and smoke, it's not natural. Evil, if you ask me. Must be found out and smited.
I might have had a run-in with something similar.
A run-in? Please, tell me.
Now you're going to find this somewhat amusing, but how do you put it? This is no easy way, but we'll say, give or take, 500-year-old jacked man who went into a fist fight with my dwarf friend. And
what happened?
well, you see, I detected evil on him. Evil so menacing that I threw up.
Aye.
And then he did something similar from what you described. He just teleported. He just disappeared. And he was the man who actually told me to come here. I don't know if that's the same.
Just backing out of that.
Yeah.
Just dragging thing.
Yeah.
It has been clarified that was a different person than the one who told you to come here. The wizard told you to come here.
All right.
But
Who he was impersonating.
the dude was impersonating him. It wasn't the same person.
Okay.
Sorry, just if you misunderstood that was made clear.
Okay. So that guy.
So the wizard that you hated because he was a pervert is not the same dude that disappeared.
Oh, okay.
They
Yeah,
are.
that's right. Yeah.
So back to that.
Yeah.
Well, it's worse than we thought. All the more reason for you to return to the capital. Do you know your way to the capital?
No, I think I might need a name when I arrive, and some direction. It's been a while.
I'll give you guidance, alright? And I'll send these two with you. Are you okay with that? And he points towards the two recruits.
No, it will be okay. I think I can do well on my own. I just need a simple rest up before heading on my journey, and obviously getting my friend together. And
one of the recruits sort of turns to me and is like, "Well, sir, we're going that way anyway. Are you sure you don't need our help?"
Yes. No, I think in this time it would be best. I do have on the way. I have some things that I need to attend to, but it really wouldn't impede too much on progress.
Well, surprises are common here, turning down help like that. Anyway, the quickest way back to the capital. You need to take a ferry from here to the town of Olga. It's in the center of the inland sea, and he sort of points towards the door in the direction of the sea. And from there, you need to take another ferry to the town of Zelnov. which is directly east from the capital. From there, head west, following signs for City Red Shrike, and you'll get to the capital eventually.
Right. See, now you have to repeat that. So, ferry to Olga, and then another ferry?
If you need me to repeat it later, I can.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you. I mean, we'll get right on to that. Is there a name that I might use to get someone I might be able to you might introduce me to? And I'm there.
So just tell them that Nigel sent you, and he puts out his hand for a handshake.
Nigel.
Nigel.
I can shake all of that.
Shakes your hand. It's a very firm, solid handshake. A respectable handshake. As you're shaking this, you can start to hear a bubble and a rabble outside going on. And Nigel sort of looks towards the door and says, "The fuck's gotten into them now?" And he sort of gets up and heads towards the door. And the two recruits get up and follow him.
Yeah.
He's like, "You coming or what?"
Well, of course. I mean, I was heading that way anyway.
Very well. And he opens up the door.
Yeah.
And you all exit, and looking down the street in the direction of the pleasure house where you last saw Doobskin, you see a ring of people. You can't really see what's inside of it. He's like, "Fuck me, not again." And he starts heading towards it. But we'll cut back to you, Doobskin.
Oh, sweet!
Doobskin, your eyes open up, and
Ugh.
your vision's blurry, and you
Oh.
do not feel well at all. Like, you feel very, very poor.
Oh.
You try to move your arms and realize that they're bent behind your back. You sort of try to shuffle your feet, and you realize you're on your knees in the ground. Your vision's blurry, and as you're looking down at the dirt, you can see like blood just dripping down like your forehead, and you're like,
I don't remember the last time bondage play ever got this dangerous.
As you sort of turn your head, you see 4 armored figures, 3 paled armor, sort of pushing through the crowd. Make way, make way. What's all this then, huh?
This is not the kind of roleplay I'm used to.
And you see Louis looking down at you from the crowd.
Louis! Help me! I don't know what's going on, but I'm quite in a lot of pain.
As you're saying this, Louis, you now notice that on either side of him, behind him, which Doobskin doesn't see, is the two guards that you know, Doobskin.
Yeah.
Two like sort of bare chested. They've got like straps of armor across their thing, but like underneath that they've got no shirts or anything. Holding spears. One's holding a sword and a shield. And they're standing there, half orcs, ripped to shit. And directly behind him, you see like a tall-ish, like thin man with like a thin moustache and goatee. And Nigel just addresses him and he's like, "Abel, what's going on here? What's the deal here? What are you doing now?" And Abel turns to Nigel and is like, "Well, this dwarf, you attacked our women, huh? You attacked our women. And as per the customs of this town, I got to do whatever I wish to him, huh? You're a knight of Chom, you understand justice, yes? I will implement justice to this dwarf." And Nigel's just like, "I know your sense of justice, and it is wrong, it is evil and twisted."
Oh snap.
Okay.
And then he's like, "What's he done anyway, huh?" And he's like, he attacked 2 women, huh? Attacked 2 women. Can't have that in my store. I shall imprison this man to be a slave of others' pleasure for the rest of his life.
And we cut in and say, "Excuse me, I don't care for what you have to say, but I have, it sounds like he's done something extremely stupid, but if you even dare think about enslaving this man, I have 3 friends who might disagree with you. And I don't think it's best in your interest."
As you're saying this, Nigel sort of grabs your arm and is like, easy now. And he sort of turns towards Abel and goes, "As a knight of Chorm, I do stand for justice, and justice must be upheld in this situation. This dwarf has done wrong, and the right must be done to balance that. Your version of a right to balance it is fucked." Then he sort of like starts thinking, he's like, "How about this? The town of Ogre, and he points out to the open ocean again.
Yeah.
There's been words, voices, news of trouble. How about this dwarf solves their situation, balances the scales of justice, does one good deed to balance out his evil. That, in my eyes, is justice. And Abel's like, oh. And what's to stop him from just taking a boat and running, huh? Why? What's the promise or security that he will do this? Louis just.
Yeah.
And he turns to you. No, not Louis. Sorry, Nigel.
Yeah.
And he turns to you, Louis, and he goes, As a fellow knight of Tom, would you do me the honor of escorting this dwarf here to take care of this problem?
He has to do that all the time anyway.
Now hold up, dwarf.
What?
Speak on my behalf. Yes, I will
Also,
take this.
just to reiterate, like, your condition is it hurts to speak.
Oh, okay, alright.
Like,
It's good enough.
Yeah.
you're on death's door.
I'm
level of
good.
pain.
I'm glad I got that one out. Oh.
Listen, you can trust me. See, I don't know this man so personally, but by the gods, I believe that he would do the right thing, as he's been given the chance of mercy. And I would happily take this man to
Nigel, as you're saying this, is rubbing his chin. So.
Did you just tell this guy that you had a dwarf companion who you could recure it?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but different dwarf, dude.
Like, roll for deception.
Alright,
I'm not. Yeah, we'll just do deception. No disadvantage.
16. For deception.
Alright. Let me actually get up the other dudes. So.
I want to
I need to know what you have to actually beat.
This name is slapping you silly. You can embarrass me. Put the tank. He's got too much control over Doobskin, dude.
He hears you, and he sort of looks around, doesn't see any other dwarves around. He goes, right. Well, seeing that they're gone anyway, I'll also entrust the carrying out of this task to these two recruits here, and they say, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then it's like on our oath to Tom, we swear it. To death do us apart, we will see this task done. He's like, that's my boys. You don't mind, do you? And he sort of turns to you, Lewis. Sorry, I mean, I haven't seen you around these parts.
Yeah.
You're not from this nation, are you?
Can I roll for persuasion? So he doesn't do that. So he takes that back.
What are you persuading?
I'm gonna persuade him so that like, do you not trust me, a fellow man of the church?
Yeah, well, we'll say that, and then I'll call for you to roll.
Okay. Listen, Nigel, isn't it? Don't you trust me as a man of the church to carry out this task? I mean, what reason would you need to put these recruits on my behalf? That is just more trouble for me, and I honestly feel disrespected.
I don't think that would be persuasion, because you're not trying to persuade him of anything. You're asking him a question.
But it's like a persuasive question.
Let me work
Question stuff.
I'll work it
Not at
out.
the end. Please don't add. Please don't let him come.
Curious, why didn't you want me to come? Anyway,
Louis and Doobskin only, exclusive club.
let me think.
Too much like troubles and stuff.
Matt, they're not part.
What do you mean by troubles?
Well, it's like it's just me and Doomskin, dude. Doomskin's a freaking. He's gonna embarrass me.
These are like NPCs though, so like.
Yeah, but he's gonna embarrass me.
Alright, that's okay.
Matt, they're not part of the watching the sunset, but only on Thursdays club.
So Nigel is going to look.
Okay.
As much as I trust another member of the faith, that's for sure. again, you're not from these parts, and things are done a little differently here. These two men are willing and are wanting to prove themselves to the church. I don't see any reason why not to let them help you with this. Is there a reason?
I sense that maybe it would be better for them to accompany you and go back to the capital, as you said you were going anyway. I mean...
Then Nigel's like, no, I wasn't going back to the capital. I said they were returning. I still have a few things I need to deal with in this town. I need to wait for some messengers to come back. The ones down in Thompson Hill hasn't come back yet.
Well, wouldn't it be better if they were better served at the capital, the place that you so importantly put pressure on, but it was horrible, apparently. I mean, you've got the demon appearing and disappearing. I mean, would this not be on the lower list of problems for them to see?
He's sort of like, I don't think you've heard me properly. These two are heading back to the capital on the ferry that goes to the town of Olga, where the problem is. It makes sense in my head, seeing that you are also going that way to the capital, like you said you would. And if the dwarf needs to go there to take care of the problem, well, why not just take the same ferry?
Yes. You raise a good point, Nigel.
My friend is easily confused.
Excuse me. Shut the hell up. I'm gonna go and slap him.
Don't slap me, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I want to slap him.
How hard?
You know, pretty hard. You know, not going everywhere. You know, but not enough to really seriously damage him. It's like
An unconscious slap.
Okay,
A knockout slap.
yeah. He talked back to me. He talked at me, and I just, you know, I'm just not down with that.
Okay, sure. You just go up and just slap dude. He's bound and tied up. Just and you like you Doobskin, you sort of lose consciousness for a second and come back. Like you are very you're like Matt. As you look down at him, you see someone who is.
I'm actually scared. I'm gonna die. You can see the fear in my eyes.
The reason why I didn't make you roll, Matt, because if you did roll to attack him, like a strength check,
I don't want to get a 20 and kill
he
me.
is bound. That means it's critical damage automatically.
Right. Okay.
So you just slap him in the face. And Doobskin, you are dazed and like fighting for consciousness right now. And Nigel sort of just good discipline is needed in these situations. So is there any reason why they shouldn't come with you? Because you seem a little bit opposed to that, which I don't understand.
Well, maybe I'm just superstitious. It's best.
Suspicious.
Let him have it.
Superstitious.
Superstitious. Yes, I said superstitious. But
So, well, trust goes both ways. You told me to trust you, and I'm asking you to trust me. You think you can do that as a fellow knight of Chorm?
listen, if you, yes, if they will listen to me.
Guys, they'll be under your command. As a paladin, you outrank them.
Okay. Okay.
And discipline is utmost.
Okay. Yep.
They'll follow your orders to a T.
To a T.
To a T.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Okay. Well.
Within the limitations of their oaths, of course.
Yes. I'm bad match myself. I'll die. Well.
Yeah, so you have taken most of that.
Yes. Well. That is a. There's not much to say anymore, is there, Nigel? Well.
I'm like, I agree, and he turns back to Abel, the pleasure house owner. He's like, are these conditions satisfactory to you, pervert? And Abel's like, fine, have your way, get him out of my sight. Ugh. And he spits on the. Actually, no, he spits on the back of the head of Doobskin.
Oh.
And with that, he turns around, and the two guards flanking him sort of, and head back in. The door closes. And as the door closes, as they're entering, you see a Doobskin. You've sort of like fallen down to your side. You can sort of see the door, and out of the door, you see coming.
It was times like this I wish.
Is it gonna be the flipping 2 women I attacked? Are they gonna also spit on me?
No, they're currently.
Doobskin might like
the
that.
equivalent of a hospital.
Ah, okay.
I was like evil at this point, so I totally would just fucking Doomskin. Something.
You'd kill me, what?
No, put like something up your ass, something.
You can do that. Your disposition doesn't mean you can't do that.
Let's go.
So,
Doobskin would choose death.
As you're looking at them enter the building, you see Reeves come out of the tavern.
Sure,
The
sure,
man
no,
who
different
you
one.
previously remember
Yeah.
bought him the woman.
Yeah.
And he's like, "There's my favourite door." And he's like, starts heading down towards
It's
it.
like,
He's
I'm
"What are you
dead.
doing on the ground, you cheeky bugger?"
Help me! Help me!
Oh, no. And he gets like a little knife and starts cutting your bindings.
Okay.
Well,
I thought he was gonna start cutting me
He
open.
slices your bindings and you sort of just, ugh.
Ugh.
Like, you have enough, you barely have enough strength. If you were to walk, you...
I shakily lift my hand and like grab onto his shirt and say, "Get me some damn healing!"
It's like, oh, and he like looks around and... Can anyone heal this man, huh?
I
His
think
eyes light at you, Lewis.
it'd be best to get this man to bed. See, I'm gonna take my direction to the two trainees, whatever the names are.
They don't have names, you just know them as their recruits.
Recruits.
I swear.
I want you to go find me a room for us to sleep in for the day.
Okay. As you're saying this, Nigel says, well, convenient timing actually. This man here is the captain of the ferry. It's a 2-day boat ride to who just joined? Tim just joined.
Timmy.
Welcome, Tim. We'll finish up with this part, Tim, and then we'll keep you up to date. So, like that ferry, it leaves for a 2-day boat ride to the town of Olga. I think it's best to. Haste is of the utmost importance. We need to get back. You need to get back to the capital city. You'll have time to rest up well on that boat. And Reeves, who's still sort of like holding Louis, not Louis, Doobskin up, who's still shadowing on the ground. Says, "Oh, you can have the captain's quarters for what you've done to me." And he sort of like helps you up, and one of the recruits comes and helps you up. What are you doing, Lewis?
Well, that sounds like a good proposition. I will have to take it.
All right. And with that, so with where do you want to be? Do you want to be at the head of the party or the back party?
I'll go to
Lewis.
the head.
Alright, so Lewis, you're at the front, and then there's Reeve, the captain, Doobskin, and the other recruit helping him hold up, sort of
Let's
going
request-
towards the dock.
Yeah, let's request that the recruits are carrying him slowly, so he's dragging the feet.
Give the order.
Yeah. No, we'll just say that's happened. Easy sync.
Okay, so the recruit that is holding Doobskin's right half, because Reeve is holding the left half, sort of just lowers him a bit, so he's like at a half angle. He's just like. As his dwarven stature is already short enough, so they're already holding him lower, but then lower still, and it's sort of like it just makes it very difficult for him to walk, and you sort of have to like half being carried and half trying to continue. And with that, but just before you leave, Nigel grabs your shoulder and says, "Thank you. You have done a great service for Thrawn. You must be a godsend from them themselves. May they be with you in your journey." And he sort of nods at you and heads back towards the tavern. But what the heck's happening? Okay.
Nothing, I was just fixing the stream.
Right, all good. And so, you guys both head to the ship. So when you see the ship, it is I think it was a 70 foot ship long.
Yeah.
Wow, big ship.
30 foot across. And there's not really many people around. There's just a couple of sailing workers. There's like a gangplank going down.
Would you say there's some seamen?
There are lots of seamen just all over the deck.
Nice.
Everywhere.
Nice.
So
Oh.
as you enter, Reeves sort of hands Doobskin off to the other recruit, and they both, now equally low height, just drag him. And he's like, just down the stairs there, and he points to here. Actually, I'll get up the ship for you.
Oh snap!
I've got a, image for it. So,
Oh, man.
So you can see this.
Yes.
Right, so you guys have just entered on this side, and there's these stairs here, or these stairs here, lead to the bottom half. So on the right side is the bottom section of the ship, and the top deck. So there's a little bed here, so the recruits take him down underneath here, and then put him into this bed here.
Easy.
Where Doobskin, you just immediately pass out.
Yeah, right.
They and as the next couple of hours pass by, the whole process of like getting the ship ready and then leaving, and you guys start to set sail. And if there's nothing else you want to do, Louis, you guys begin a long rest.
I'm just gonna assume I got my equipment back.
Yeah, it was just thrown on the ground next to you, and one of the crews picked it up.
All right, sweet.
The seaman.
One of the seamen picked it up for you.
Nice.
Alright, so if you guys don't want to do anything else,
No.
so so you guys can both take a long rest as you guys continue sailing. You guys leave it around midday.
Very nice.
You guys continue sailing. Nothing really happens. The sun sort of sets. Night comes, and then morning comes again. And you guys have a long rest. So you guys are back. All your spell slots are reset. Your health is back to maximum. There is one thing that I realized actually in one of the previous sessions.
Yeah.
You guys are in a state of exhaustion.
Ah.
What does that mean?
It means you haven't slept properly for like a couple of days.
Well, I'm
Because
no longer
the
in
last
that.
time you guys slept before this was in the jail cell.
Well, I'm no longer in exhaustion because I just went and slept for like 8 hours.
Let me just look at the stats for exhaustion and see how that actually works.
When's, we're gonna meet Tim off the boat or something like that?
You'll meet Tim when he's there.
Okay. I didn't meet the character.
So exhaustion. So some special abilities and environment tests. Blah 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 blah. So at level 1, you have a disadvantage on ability checks. So I didn't take care of it. We'll just say that it's fine, but just in the future.
Yeah.
If every day that you miss a long rest, so a sleep, you get 1 level of exhaustion. It goes up to level 6, where you just die.
Nice.
At level 5, your speed is reduced. So like, at level 1, so that would be the guys that you would have been at the moment. You get a disadvantage on ability checks. Number 2, your speed is halved. Number 3, you get disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. 4, your HP is halved. 5, you can't move, and 6, you die.
Nice.
So that we won't worry about that. So you guys are alright. So Tim, I'll just you there? Alright, cool. So what's yes, that'd be very helpful. So okay, Matt. So I'll explain to you how these recruits work. These NPCs.
Okay, man.
So they'll be mostly. I'll be in charge of them. So like, if you give them an order, I'll be the ones who'll be like, yes sir, and then I'll make them do that order.
Yeah.
In combat, you have control of them. I'll give you the stats for them actually.
Oh, it's...
So you get to decide where they move, what they attack, what attack they do,
Yeah.
things like that. So I'm just going to send that to you now.
Wouldn't it be funny if I got away with it? It didn't come. But I couldn't come up with a good enough lie.
Yeah, I know. Like, I definitely know you didn't want them. So just you could probably stop the recording at the moment, Granny, because we're a bit.
Yeah.
It went well.